these guys wouldn't be on white. They'd be on a green, a red, or a blue for the event that's going on.
I'm just thinking, you know,
or yellow.
If we had some options, if we were looking at, I'm not sure, like I say, how much money we can come up with. So if we were to look at, okay, you know, getting all of the colored lights that we need, but then filling in with some of the older scoops and some of the new. If we had some options that way to kind of move the cost up and down, and if we had all the money, then great, we can, you know, replace them all. And if we don't, then
we have a good portion of it covered, like a good portion of it covered. We're only like, is that the same thing? Yeah. Is that from these guys? No.
No. I mean, we're the school district basically.
Okay. So we have a good portion of it covered, and that's with what I've told you. The 24 lights, cables in between them, the program running it, and extra stuff, you know.
Right.
We are only about $80 over, but if we did want to go all the way, that's where you guys would need to come in, because we can't pick up that 80 and whatever.
Right. Whatever the rest.
Right.
Whatever the rest would be.
All right. Well, then that's probably what we need to see is whatever the shortfall is, you know, what the cost would be to kind of get the rest of it up to where we want to see it. And, you know, it sounds like we can probably help with some of it, like I say, and maybe all of it, but if not, at least we could cover a portion of it, and maybe another time, you know, we get another donor to help us with more of it. But I think the intent is to try to get us as far as we can. So the colored lights, I'm curious, what happened? Can you show me what they do when you go all red or all green or
so
whatever?
Tyler,
Let me go out here so I can film it. Oh,
hey Tyler, will you go to the channels? It's gonna be
you got that? Thanks.
no 115. 115.
115.
Just pull it up and see a whole list of stuff on that channel and up.
Yeah.
See the ones that are up?
Yeah.
Turn down everything except for R. Yeah. Just drop it. So,
Can we turn the house lights off?
Tyler, we turn off 70 through 80 again.
Yeah.
And 1 through 12. Yeah. Yeah, and 1 through 12. Yeah. There you go. So Tyler, just go through the colors. So this one's red, go to green or blue or something. And just ignore the A or the W. No, wait. So yeah. So blues are, skip that one, we don't have that one.
So is that one these very much?
Well, it's also amber then, ours would not have it.
Right. Is that because you wouldn't use those very much, or just because they're less
The
expensive?
cost goes from $138 to $200.
Plus the amber's not like that.
No, but you're amber and white, and that means you just go more options, which you don't necessarily want to maybe very easily. That's awesome. And then also, these lights can run on battery. So if we really wanted to, we could have a light down there for a show, and then on the bottom, just one down on the side, running on battery, at least on one show, and so you get a so that's just like, that's one of the kind of benefits, and that's actually cheaper with the battery ones than just the next one.
So is this getting rid of the lighting control panel, or is this just adding another component up there? Or?
It depends how we want to do it. Well, so right now I have it running through my laptop, which gives us an on-screen thing. You can see RGB, all that stuff. And it stays that way. I can save it as a file and it doesn't get deleted. Whereas on the light board, we can do the same thing, but you're taking up 5 channels that are dedicated. Not necessarily dedicated, but I mean, like, once you patch it in, you're taking up X amount of channels that you can't put lights on those channels.
Right.
Whereas on the computer, I have about 300 channels I can choose from to assign these guys to.
So I guess what I'm wondering though is, we're talking about these right now, but does that apply to everything else? House lights, the
No.
smells, so you can't put all of those on the laptop?
Oh, no, I can.
You can?
But right now, I don't, the house lights, I have them programmed, as you saw when you turned on 70 through 80. The house lights came on. That's because some of the house lights I have programmed to 70 through 80.
Right.
So I still have control over the house lights. In fact, with my laptop, I have more control over them. But the house lights are mainly controlled by our outlook panels on the walls. We have one in the light booth, we have one in the manager's, or the stage manager's box, and then we have them next to the doors.
So as far as installation, I mean, have you guys been doing all of this? And it's not, so your boss is,
Damon Gold.
okay, I thought that maybe he was. Okay. Because, you know, I'm not sure in terms of liability if that's something that is okay. I mean, maybe it happens all the
Or
time, but in
covered.
terms of installing all of this stuff, I guess we just need to make sure we are okay with, you know.
We are. The people who are installing it were on the school's files as employees, basically. So we have the, liability form signed kind of thing. And plus, we'd have supervision. I mean, we just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna come in here and do this.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're dealing with lighting and electricity and all of that
Yeah.
stuff, it's just.
You need supervision.
and you need to be cautious.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it looks great. I guess the different when you get them all up here.
Yeah.
Shorter cords.
I mean, I would say what we should do is probably have, put together, on a spreadsheet, just showing us the cost. Maybe the cost of the intended installation, the RGBs and just 24 of them. Maybe even the ones with the amber, just so we have that covered and kind of have a shopping list of what is it all going to cost. And we know you're getting $3,800 from the Breakfast Club.
Or whatever, yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, and then the scoops.
Right.
And so if we can get all of
prioritize
that.
it too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Like top priority and then not so. Okay,
Right.
I can do that.
okay,
I'll
Well, that would
get
be
it to
awesome.
you sooner or later. I'm kind of coming through finals, so
yeah.
it might be a while. But
Well, that's all right. I mean, we're just,
we're gonna do
we're
so.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
Do you know if now I do have a question. Do you know, I know you're probably not the right guy to ask, but do you know if we can get these work lights onto our control? Like the ones with the wall switches?
If it was important to do and we've got all the schematics and everything back at the office, I'm sure
And I
that
have them too, so
those things.
we can figure it out.
Yeah, let's talk about what priorities there are and add that in. I mean, it may be just a labor cost, but at least if we know in terms of the priority of all of these little
Right.
things, we can, figure that into the mix.
But, yeah, and these lights have to come down by tonight.
Yeah.
So,
No, I knew you guys had them for short terms, so, but I'm glad you got them up here. I wanted to see just what we were looking at.
and again, this is only 8 out of the 24 we're looking at.
Well, and I know Damon had mentioned that this type of thing was also possible with the spots.
LED
having
spots.
LED spots, but
Well, as you see, the color, you don't get very much light out of LEDs, which is why I'm against it. I mean, I'll look into it.
Well, the technology is changing all the time, and the
Yeah.
prices are going down, so I don't know that there's a big hurry.
No,
It
I
was
agree.
just, you know, from an energy standpoint and just from flexibility in terms of what you could do with them, we were interested, but it was kind of a pie in the sky,
Yeah.
you know, here's,
Just an idea.
if we can do it,